All right. Okay. So let's end the suffering, and we can crack straight on into it. So first things first, I just want to make sure everyone can hear me fine. So thumbs up if you can hear everything just fine. Secondly, I just want to mention that this is going to be a bit more of a emergency meeting than an AMA. So obviously, I have to start again with an apology. I know this is getting boring to some of you guys, but I am sorry. I posted this out earlier on explaining things, but I just want to make sure that I get that point across because obviously I know this caused a lot of chaos. I think the last 3 days of being silent really was a final straw for some people. So yeah, I've spent most of the morning just in conversation with individual moderators and the moderating team as a whole, and just explaining the way things are going to move forward from here. So I just want to apologize one last time for that. I am taking on a lot more responsibility over these last few months, and it's new. It's been heavy, and it's been new for me. So I'm learning about this, and I'm learning about how I handle it for myself. So yeah, so hopefully, though, we can get things set up and move forward. So the irony is, or at least the tragedy is, that setting up the GMR Trust will instantly allow me to concentrate on the things that I'm supposed to be working on day to day, which is shipping products. And we got super close to making progress on that. And then I kind of dropped off the face of the earth. So it's on me, guys, that didn't get set up sooner. So yeah. But anyway, where we are right now. So the GMR Trust is still in negotiation right now with the moderators. There's a couple of roles that we don't have a clear decision on yet, but we'll get there. Obviously, there's been a degree of trust building with the moderators today as well, because over the weekend, not being able to firsthand respond has left some people with some concerns that we've tried to iron out today. And I think mostly we have. So we can actually start putting those things together. On the positive side, the multi-signature safes are now deployed and published. So our Twitter account has published them, our announcements channel has published them. So this basically means that from, not from today, it will be set up probably by the end of this week. We're going to be assigning those wallets to be the fee collectors. So the GMR marketing and GMR development wallets will be these multi-signature safes. And basically what this means is, for those who have missed the memo or have not been present or just would like to know again, basically it means that those funds that land in those wallets now have direct oversight from the community. And actually the moderator who heads up marketing and the moderator who heads up operations will have direct control over the budgeting of those wallets. Now, I just want to acknowledge that some people might see this as a way of diluting responsibility for the team. And I'm aware of that accusation, if you like. So just to be clear, I'm also a co-signer on both these wallets, and I will always be a part of this, unless, of course, eventually the community get tired of me too and vote me off. But no, my goal here is not to dilute responsibility. It's actually to empower me and Ryan to make decisions faster, especially whilst Ryan's been sick. It's been really, really difficult to get things moving because we constantly require approval or permission, or just even when it's just trying to get information, it's really difficult because of this. So we are actually trying to put into place a trust that does not remove the requirement for delivery from the team, but just puts in processes of support that allows us to deliver more faster and with better oversight. So, for example, if you are the moderator who heads up the marketing spend, then you will work with me to build out a marketing budget, and then you will be able to actually enact the things that you want to do. So you'll get access to all our email accounts. So we have tools that allow us to send emails. You'll be able to actually start putting together emails yourself, templates, sending them out, running competitions, running partnership competitions, working with the community lead to allocate some budget to them and actually start making it work as well. So I guess what I just wanted to say was that these roles come with real responsibility, including budget ownership. And ultimately, if somebody doesn't want to take up that role, or they feel like these roles are just somehow going to harm the project, I'm not sure how, but for whatever reason, then fine, I don't mind continuing to do it. I just think that this is the best way forward as a project, that we move towards a faster delivery setup. So that's what we're aiming to do. Okay, and I, of course, will remain lead dev. And in terms of the volunteer aspect, the roles are all volunteer. My role is volunteer, by the way. I don't get paid either. But the aim is obviously to change that by building out a system or a situation where that we're actually able to allocate budget towards people who are putting in the work. So although they are volunteer in the initial period, as the project grows, and again, like I'm super confident that we can turn this around. I made a point in the moderator chat that there's real IP here. This is not vaporware. We have a real streaming platform, a real social platform that has elements that are not perfect. I know this, but we will get there. And also, we have IP in the games as well. I understand that the games, we've only got one deployed right now to the Play Store, which is still a really good feat, by the way. But I know that that's way behind the promise, but we're getting there. So there's real IP in GMR, and we can turn it around. And when we turn it around, the GMR Trust will be a key part of that. And actually, if anything, this allows us then to properly compensate people who are doing the hard work. Okay, so what this means, it means that there'll be proper guardrails, proper accountability. No single person can move funds anymore. Spending proposals require multi-signature approvals. They're all on chain. It means it's recorded and tracked every step of the way whenever we want to spend any cash on anything. So whether that's paying our AWS bill, whether that is making an agreement with a partner, or whether it's paying our invoices to the game development team, all these things are on chain and will be completely transparent and voted on by community members, in this case, the GMR Trust. The long-term plan is to actually also bring the token into multi-signature ownership too. So then we are again further decentralizing the project, which has got to be the overall goal, because these situations where we've got single points of failure are a hamstring. They're preventing us moving forward. I understand how some people, especially over the last few days, may have the opinion that this is just a way to create an easy out, but it's really not. It really is the best way to run a decentralized project and to give real authority to the actual people who can and on merit will be making the decisions. So, for example, if somebody is failing at their role, they can be voted out of it. And all of this will be transparent, on chain, and within the and be transparent as well. So, just to reiterate, this is not a free pass, right? I'll be hands-on in getting people set up, staying available, working with them in that role, especially since, to be perfectly honest, I will probably be still performing those roles most of the time. Because they're volunteer in nature, I don't expect somebody to allocate full time to these roles. So for the remaining days of the week or hours of the day, it will still be me there. So it just means that the overall pressure on one person is diluted. And that way we create a more healthier process. So as the revenue grows, We can shift the roles from volunteer to paid, hopefully getting them to a full-time situation where it makes sense. We move forward to a community managed token once the controls and the team is stable. So all I say now to you guys is a commitment that I will do my best, like this weekend, hopefully, like that will be the end of it in terms of me coming to terms with things, let's say. So hold me to this like you have done. The process will move fast from here. There's been a lot of conversation in the moderator chat. Getting people set up is the next thing, and that's what we're focused on right now. So the plan is simple. We get the structure in place, remove the single points of failure, and then we move back on with things, getting things built out, whilst people can concentrate then on building community events with the community lead, building marketing opportunities with the marketing lead. The operations lead will be able to work with me to create a delivery schedule that works. They'll be able to work with the community stakeholders and distill requests down to realistic development goals, because they'll have the information they need. They'll be working with me on a day-to-day basis, not just the ops lead, the marketing lead will too. So will the community lead. I'm not going anywhere. This is an enhancement of the stuff that I'm already doing. So that's my commitment to you guys, and hopefully we can move forward from there. So again, just to reiterate, this was not really meant as an AMA for me. This was more me just wanting to reiterate my commitment to the project, apologize for what happened, and explain what you can expect to come. That said, I'm happy to take some questions, of course. So if somebody would like to ask a question, then please do. I can see one that's already in the chat. By the way, you can either speak up or drop it in the chat. I will answer the ones that are dropped in the chat first. So first question from Coastal Nomad is already, I can tell without reading it all, is a good one. It says, will there be more contact and communication from Ryan? Hopefully we don't have a scenario that means now there is another person between contact with Ryan. So i.e. Ultimo to Mark to Ryan, Ryan to Mark to Ultimo. No. So one of the roles is an owner liaison. Actually, this is the hardest one to fill right now. But the goal of the owner liaison is, whilst Ryan is recovering, I want to have someone in place who's a community member, so they're not just accepting my word to things or relying on me. I want someone who can have a direct line to Ryan on a day-to-day basis, and it creates a space for Ryan as well to distill the noise down to one person, which it already is. It's distilled down to me right now. But I'd rather it be a community member, just to, again, build that trust. And actually, it will give the person who's in this role an insight into Ryan's day-to-day life and how he's coping with the issue that he's got. So what this means is that the community member who takes on the ownership liaison will have a direct line with Ryan. In terms of getting decisions made, remember, if you head up a department, if you're the community lead, provided you secured budget with the marketing lead, you can go ahead and do stuff anyway. You don't need permission. If you make a bad decision, you can probably be held to account. So there's this way it runs like a real project, like it should have done for a long time. So in terms of direct line with Ryan, the idea for me is that we create a situation where when Ryan comes back, it basically means he steps into a well-oiled machine. And if his sickness takes him in a different direction, well, we have a well-oiled machine to actually continue on with. And then we obviously realign the owner liaison role. Okay, so Rabbit Eyes asks about the games. So just to be clear, there's been a development freeze on the platform, so the NFL marketplace and the goals we set before I ran into trouble, those things have paused. The game development has not paused. However, just to be clear, I want to just reiterate again, and I will do this forever until both games are out. One game is already delivered, guys. It's on the Play Store. If you've not played it, I implore you to check it out. Battle League Infected is available on the Play Store. However, I understand that we're not talking about that when people are asking about the game. They're asking about Battle League P2P. So again, we have a team working on it right now. It's not on Apple Store yet. I'm not sure what the the plan is with Apple Store. And you're right, Phoenixer is right. It is in alpha, but it's not in alpha. It's in beta on the Play Store. But that's just a technicality, guys. We deployed it as a beta at the time. It wasn't my decision. It was a decision that Ryan and the game developers made because when it's deployed as a beta, it prevents reviews being left. And at the time, I believe there was some issues in terms of I don't know, there was a concerted effort to fund the project. I don't know. I don't agree with that decision. I think it should be released. So in my next call with the game devs, hopefully we can get some way towards that because the game is actually ready. It works. By the way, as well, if you're part of operations, you'll be with me on those calls. Like the moderator who's going to be part of the trust responsible for operations, they'll be with me on these calls. So again, just further diluting that transparency. Sorry, reinforcing that transparency. Okay, so yeah, the downside, by the way, is that some people are not getting updates because it's in beta. So hopefully we can get a resolution on that soon. Okay, so we get a question from Mist, which says, please tell me that this new system is not for stepping slowly out of the project. I think we've already talked about that. Is the weekly AMA with you remaining? So I will.
Mark, you're cutting out pretty bad. We can't hear you, Mark. Maybe it's me.
Hopefully you can hear me, Frank, and everybody else. If anyone else has an issue, then please just pop it up in the chat. So again, just to be clear, I think the goal is that with the AMA is that I still remain part of it, but I would like to bring the community lead into them because I want the community lead eventually to develop their own presence within the community so that they get that kind of authority to actually be able to make decisions with the community. So they'll definitely be part of it for sure. Okay, what next? So what is this info site linked by Andy where you are head of developer? So they are a project out of Thailand that we developed the app with originally. I was part of their team and I came to this project from them. Now, Infonomic, because they're in Thailand at the time, didn't want to be publicly associated with us because the owner in particular of Infonomic, who I used to work with, he was worried that he might get into trouble. He's a foreign national living out in Thailand. So there's nothing suspicious here, guys. Like, just to be clear, that's just who I used to work with prior to GMR, that's all. But I think we ended our relationship with them formally towards the end of 2021, midway through Q1 2022, I believe. I think by the first Christmas of the project, we kind of formalized my separation from them. But in the initial period, they definitely was part of the project with me. But I am obviously no longer part of them. So again, like I just want to concentrate just a moment on the fact that the problem with my inability to handle the pressure, let's say, is that when I disappear, it's like a breeding ground for conspiracy and all sorts of other issues. Yeah, but literally this is not one. This is the project that I used to work on. And that's who we got set up with originally. We also worked, by the way, just to be clear, in the early days when velocity had to be faster, we hired a team of devs from Poland as well. We worked with them. They helped build out some of our initial social aspects. And then eventually we replaced them with our own devs. That's just the way it is. Okay, what else? So when Ryan really comes back, because 8 months off is just too much. Well, look, I said to the moderators, and I'm not, and I'll say the same to you guys. Like I can't tell you how to think about it. Look, the thing is, Ryan has very real health issues, and they affect what he can do. But that's up to you to judge what you think for that. Like I can only share what I know. I'm not trying to act as a shield. These are very real issues that affect people in his family too, that is inherited. And yeah, like that's just the way it is. And for me, like it doesn't matter for me whether Ryan's here or not. The project was not in the right shape, and the changes that I'm trying to make will put us back in the right shape. We've not had a proper team in place in all these areas for a long time. Primarily, that's because we were worried to ask people to volunteer towards it. And unfortunately, fortunately, I'm not going to be held back by that fear anymore. My aim is to put people in the community in charge of things with me, and we build from there. Okay, all right. So a few tweaks on the timeline. Was meant to release 25th of July, and why that switch on lotto-based timeline. Okay, so again, like all I want to say in terms of anything to do with platform development, I already explained in a previous post. I hit a wall. Like I'm developing quite a lot on my own at the moment, and it is really like it's not an excuse. It's just the reality. Unfortunately, like I hit a wall and I didn't handle it very well, so timelines are missed. But right now, what I want to do is get the right structure in place that immediately dilutes my responsibility, not to walk away, but to get the right decisions made at the right time so that you're not waiting on me. Okay. So Psyche says they're thinking about the ops lead role, but I don't know what that is in detail, what responsibilities would come from this role. Okay, so just to be clear, guys, I do want to prioritize moderator applications first. Apologies if that makes anyone upset. So there's right now there are positions for the GMR Trust moderator to invite people for the shield you reach out to the person directly and just say that you'd be interested to at least shadow them or at least work with them. Like once these people are in place, they can choose to run their department, if you like, how they wish. Obviously, with working with me again, I have to be careful here because I know some people are sensitive to the fact that it feels like we're trying to walk away. I'm not. I'm going to be involved in everything. Don't worry. But my point is, if you're interested in a role that gets taken up, and this goes for moderators too, like you can. There's nothing stopping you reaching out to the person who takes on those roles and just asking if you can help out. I'm sure they could probably welcome that. Okay, we got a question from someone whose name I cannot read. I do apologize. Having public wallets is a good idea, but where should the funds for development marketing budget come from? We have had days with zero volume, relying on the tax is not feasible strategy. So yeah, you're right, by the way. If there's no volume, there's no tax, which means there's no budget, right? So with respect, I know a lot of people don't want to give a lot of credit out to Ryan, but he pays for a lot of stuff, by the way, and that is going to continue. So for example, game development, the budget we had for game development ran out a long time ago, actually, as far as I'm aware. I don't know the full info, but it ran out a long time ago, and Ryan's been paying for that ever since. So yes, if there is no volume, there is no budget. So therefore, we need to step in as project owners, which is what Ryan's been doing. But we do have some volume. It's not an awful lot, but there is some volume. And the point is that you get actual control over that volume when you are in control of the role that has a signer. Okay, all right. So update on staking tokens. What are stuck? It's crazy. It's taking so long. New pool created in a matter of hours. Tokens stuck is taking months at a time. Very strange. Yeah, again, apologies. This, I know it is super important to those who are having an issue withdrawing tokens. And it's obviously something that I don't take lightly, but I'm not going to lie to you either. It's definitely not been at the top of my priorities. So I apologize to those affected, and I will try to reach out to Decubate and set up a call and find out what's going on. So I'm sorry there's no update on that. I know it's taken a long time. And yeah, with all the disruptions that I've had, it's definitely been something that has slipped. So I'm sorry. Okay, so there's a link to a question here. Mark and Ryan discussed possible VCs or partners coming in GMR recently. So I don't think we have the setup that is feasible to bring partners in right now. My hope is that with the GMR Trust in place and we start to see things turn around in that respect, then I think we become an attractive proposal. So yes, my hope is that we can actually start to put together a team of people who make it attractive enough to actually bring people in to help support the project. And by the way, by setting up a trust, if for whatever reason people coming in means that people get paid, for example, if a VC comes in and invests in the project to the point where we can actually pay people a salary, the people on the trust will obviously be the first people to receive it. So let's get things set up first, and then we can start talking about it. All right. Yeah, and by the way, I'm sorry, I did miss that question. I didn't see it. I think the huge link kind of caught it. All right. So I am probably more offended by the Liverpool gift than I am my own poor performance in recent weeks. All right. So will I continue on? Yeah, of course. I'm not stepping back. The lead of operations is not development specific. It's just the role of being an ops lead is to help facilitate the development team, to manage processes around it. So, for example, anything to do with feature requests, whether it comes from the community, whether it comes from the industry as a whole, these are the people who look out for these opportunities and get on with it. If they are technical, then I have no issue with them getting involved in development, obviously within certain parameters, of course, why not? I missed Bully Man U fans. Don't worry about it. We've been spoiled all our lives. We've won everything. I'm not bothered. All right. Also, I don't hold football too much to heart, by the way. Okay. All right. The Hammerbite question. So in terms of getting this released, I'm pleased to say that we had a constructive call last week. We were able to demonstrate the API working. So I have a call with them next week where I'm hoping to have hopefully an actual release date. So yes, things have continued to progress on the game side, even when I was absent. Okay, so dumb question, but what is your goal with the project? And what MC would you say we made it? So in terms of market cap, I don't personally have a target market cap involved. For me, my personal goal is to basically deliver a integrated social platform that allows gamers to play our games, share their exploits, earn money as content creators on the platform. Like the vision for the GMR Center is my goal. I want to deliver that. We could definitely do better in communicating that. And, so yeah, the marketing lead can help you there. Soren asks how I'm feeling in terms of the burnout. Yeah, I'm definitely much better. Like it caught me off guard again last week, I'll be honest. But it's definitely getting better. I'm definitely back at working, so that's a good thing from my perspective. I'm able to actually open the laptop and crack on. Footage of Battle League, I can try to get some footage for you guys. I will bring it up on my next call with the team. And is there any money to fund a bit of marketing because of the full release? the aim would be that we will support marketing for sure. So I'm not sure whether that's going to be enough coming from revenue or volume. So there will be a conversation with Ryan to see if he can invest in that as well. Okay, so I'm happy to take a couple more questions, but then I'll drop off. I can see there's a couple of people typing, so I'll definitely hold on a little bit longer. So feel free to drop it in. If there is anything else that you would like to ask, please drop it in. But please be warned, after this call, I am going to close the laptop for the evening and probably won't reply till tomorrow, okay? I just want to be super transparent on that. So Joe posts, doing the business isn't easy. I think people should see that this team is honest in their intentions. And I mean, we have a guy who's still trying to look. So here's the thing, Joe. First of all, I super appreciate the thought. But on the other hand, I also don't want to minimize people's genuine concerns. Like going missing is not good. Let's be honest. But he is right. I am as honest as I can be at all times. I mean, I tell you what I know at all times, and I've tried to be true to the project. That is for sure. And yeah, 30 people in the chat. That's not bad, guys. That's actually personal best in recent times. So great job. Who knew? All we had to do was be terrible at our jobs for 3 days, and it brings you guys back. I probably shouldn't be joking about that, by the way. Okay, let's see. So, so what else have we got? It works, should disappear more often. Don't even joke about it. When's the moon? Well, hopefully we'll have a moon tonight. Okay, I definitely should not give up my day job. Being a comedian doesn't help. It's been so long since I listened to a GMR AMA live. I remember the AMAs joining 2021. Yeah, they were great. Hopefully we can bring those good times back. And Green Fiend says that a few sour apples don't spoil the bunch. Yeah, but again, like, you know, people have valid concerns, and hopefully we can just move forward from this this weekend, put the things in place and bring the good times back. And I can get on with doing the stuff that I'm meant to do, and that's building out and shipping. So yeah. All right, guys, I think we've just descended into mockery and teasing. So I'm gonna just sign off with saying that, like, I appreciate you guys taking all of this in good nature, approaching this AMA in good faith. Hopefully you understand that I've done the same. And to the moderators, I just want to shout out to you guys again for holding the fort. You guys are obviously doing a hell of a lot behind the scenes, and I super appreciate it. So I'm going to call it a day, and I will pick it back up tomorrow, and I will see you guys in the next one.